Hello fellow book nerds, Emmy Walker here to do an original tag. Now, I've seen other Halloween-y book tags, but I believe this one is all original. If I've copied somebody else, I do apologize and let me know and I will give you the due credit, but I don't believe I have. So let's get started right on into our Halloween tag. Basically what I've done here is I've picked out 10 different Halloween-related terms, I guess, and then I'm using that word to associate with a book, and you'll see as I go along and whatever. Now, for the longest time I had these vampire fangs, which I wore pretty much every Halloween because I like vampires, but I lost them, so we get my awesome hat, so whatever. And I also don't decorate for Halloween here because nobody comes to my house. I don't get trick-or-treaters. I do all the decorating at my mom's house. I did buy a few new items here for her house, so that's what we'll use as my background for now, so enjoy that. The first Halloween-y term is going to be decorations. What was the book that you thought was the best decorator, the most beautiful cover of a book? And for that, I'm going to go with Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and this one I just read this year. You can go with either the American edition or the UK cover. They're both very beautiful. I think I prefer this one over the UK one. That's hard to say. I've only seen that one, on video, so maybe it's prettier in person. Next up is Costumes, which was a book that was not what it appeared. For this one, I'm going to go with Grave Mercy by Robin LaFevers. This book sounded great. It's about assassin nuns, and I thought that would be so cool. I love assassins, and it's a cool twist with nuns, but it fell very flat for me, and yeah, so there you go. Topic 3 is Too Much Candy. Which book did you binge read and then have a book hangover for the next day? That one I'm going to go with City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I kind of binge read all of her books, especially in the Mortal Instruments. I know a lot of people really like the Infernal Devices series better. I feel like I like them equally. There's a lot of similarities between people in general between the two books. There's different plots, but the characters are very similar, so I don't really find much of a difference, to be honest. But I'm obsessed with these books, and her books are so easy to get through, and even though it's what, 800, 900 pages, I don't know, it's only like 700 pages, but still 700 pages, you fly through these books, and I cannot put them down, and I would stay up way, way, way too late into the night reading and be way, way, way too exhausted the next day. Topic 4 is Carving Jack-o'-lanterns. Which book gave you trouble but turned out to be great? For this one I'm going to go with Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin, or any of the books in the Song of Ice and Fire series really, but particularly this one. I think it took me a total of 6 or 8 months to read this one, mainly because I was only reading, 2 or 3 chapters a month. And yeah, it's just, George R.R. Martin is hard to get through, and you really have to be dedicated to these books. Since I don't watch the show anymore, not that I don't like it, I just don't get HBO anymore, so I can't watch it. Plus I've heard things about them going off on a tangent a bit, or going into what's planned to be in later books. I'd rather read the books and then have, watch the show, so I think that's what I'll end up doing in the end. But yeah, this is a good story, though you have to really dedicate yourself. Topic 5 is Haunted House, a book which kept you on the edge of your seat. And for this one I'm going to go with Secret by Bridget Kemmerer. If you can see that here, I have that on my Kindle, and this is the 4th book, I believe, in this series. I forget what this series is called. The Elemental series? Yes, the Elemental series. The first being Storm, and I can't remember the other 2, but this one was my favorite because they each involve a different brother. They all have an affiliation with a certain element, water, fire, earth, and wind, and Nick is the main character of this one. He's one of the brothers, that they're following along his story, but we also have a secret that he's been hiding from his brothers, and we get to follow him along as he comes to terms with this secret of his own. He still hasn't accepted it, but I love this book. Kept me on the edge. Her books in general I really love. Topic 6 is Ghosts, a book that you feel just won't move on. For this one I do not have my copy at the moment. It's on loan with my sister, but that is going to be the Fallen Kingdom series in general. I really started off enjoying these books. I love the first one. I enjoyed the second one. The third one, I'm enjoying all of them, but I feel like it's a soap opera where it's just, you finally get to a point where it could come to a conclusion and then it just, something completely different happens, or you are repeating the exact same thing that just happened 60 pages earlier. But either way, I just feel like this is going to be a 6-book series. I feel like that is a lot. For this book, I feel like it's going to be stretched out a lot, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes when the next one comes out. Number 7 is Zombies, a book that you kept putting away but kept coming back, and for that one is going to be Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. For this one, I must have picked it up probably 6 different times and had to restart it every single time because I put such a large gap in between them, but I finally finished it beginning to end one time, and you know, it is what it is. I'm not really a big fan of classics in general, this kind of writing style, so whatever, but I'm glad to have read it. Number 8 is Vampires, a book that sucked the life out of you, and for this one I also don't have a cover for it because I sold it back to Half Price Books a few months ago, but that would be Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, I think are the authors. I went into this thinking it'd be really cool. If I remember correctly, it was about witches, and honestly, at this point, I don't even remember why I didn't care for it. I just know it drained me reading it. These last 2 are not specific to any one book. They're more terms that will be related to books in some way or another. You'll see here as I go on. So number 9 is actually Poltergeist, your biggest book pet peeve. And for me, that's going to be people pronouncing J.R.R. Tolkien as Tolkien. It drives me nuts. Drives me bonkers, up a wall. It's Tolkien. And I always used to say Tolkien until I took a class in college, and the professor was like, look guys, it's Tolkien, that's how it's said, and so it just ingrained in my head, that's how it's said. And he actually says it in one of his books, one of his biographies, or is it not a biography? I can't remember what it is, but he actually says that it's pronounced Tolkien, and I understand not everybody's read those. I haven't even read it. I only just know that because I looked it up when I was, doubting the professor. But it is Tolkien, so go forth and spread the word that J.R.R. Tolkien, author of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit, is pronounced Tolkien, not Tolkien. Alright, you all know now. My pet peeve. Oh, and I picked peeves for Poltergeist mainly so I could tell everybody about Tolkien if it wasn't clear. Also, peeves from Harry Potter is the Poltergeist. That's how I got the correlation between the two, so it works. It works. And finally, Frankenstein. Which characters would you piece together to make one super character, and what would the name be? For this one, I'm going to go with Rowan's fighting skill from Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, Cinder's resilience from Cinder by Marissa Meyer, Dumbledore's Magic Harry Potter series, and then Lestat's just general badassery, Lestat from the Vampire Lestat, and in the Vampire Chronicles series in general. So that would be my super character, and I would call him, I wrote it down and I can't remember how to say it, Rinblestat. There we go. So my Rinblestat is a pretty big badass, so we wouldn't want to go up against him. So there you have it, my Halloween tag original. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed the questions and what your answers would be. If you also film videos or you have a blog, I urge you to do the tag as well. It's a lot of fun for me, and I'd love to see your answers. Make sure you post your link down below so I can come and watch I can go and watch your answers. Whatever you have to say for them. I don't have specific people I want to tag since I want to tag all of you. Since it's an original, I want everybody to do it and get it out there. Enjoy the holiday spirit, the Halloween spirit. I don't know if people consider it a holiday, but I do because I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. But anyway, enjoy, and I can't wait to hear your answers as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later, book nerds!